Okay, I have Peter Moore here with me again today. And who do we have here?
Sally Zamora. I'm on the board at the Hantsport Memorial Community Center, and we're in the basement at Churchill House.
So what's the story with these paintings? Where'd this all come about?
They found a stowaway on board one of the Churchill ships. He was from Portugal. His name was Francis de Silva, and they brought him back to Hantsport and put him to work on the farm at Churchill House. And in his spare time, he went down in the basement of Churchill House, where we are now, and taught himself to paint. Primitive paintings at first, and then got much more skilled as he went on. And he actually became quite well known for his painting, and the Art Gallery of Nova Scotia was told about him, and they came and cut paintings out of the Red Barn, his finished works, and that was one that Peter was holding up. And they're now stored at the Art Gallery of Nova Scotia, along with other paintings that have been donated or bought through the people in Hantsport.
So this is kind of like another Maud Lewis type thing going on.
Very much
here.
so, yes.
And there's quite a few of these paintings kicking around Hantsport right now.
Not right now, because the gallery has
they
gathered up
gathered
as
them
many as
all
they
up.
possibly could. Yep.
Yeah.
They're quite valuable.
Yeah. So I don't think I've ever heard, like, we all know about stowaways, but this is the first for me to here's it real live. He came here on the ships and lived here in Hantsport his entire life.
He did.
That point on.
He came as a teenager, and he lived to be about 70. So he was here for quite a few years, staunch member of the Baptist church in town and upstanding citizen.
Right on. So in the basement, this is where he practiced painting, right?
It is.
So
it is.
He painted everything. He painted the walls everywhere here.
He painted.
And they're world pictures. Like that's a bridge of some type. And look at castles. So
Yep.
you know, that's not downtown Hantsport.
These are not downtown Hantsport, and along this wall are a series that seem to be from either his native lands or places that he saw in his travels. And so these ones are all sort of like I said, the different buildings and things.
Yeah.
And there's birds, and there are sailing ships, and forests, and he whitewashed. Sorry, I go a little fast.
Yeah. No.
He whitewashed the walls down here, and then painted his paintings, his pictures
Oh yeah.
on them.
There's birds there.
Yeah, there are some of the
There's
birds, and they're not our native birds. And this is a full scene, but looks more typical of Canada, this one,
Yeah.
than the other ones that you saw.
But we've seen palm
Yep.
trees. We've seen
And
we've seen.
you've got here a sail. It's a little
Oh, okay.
crumbly, but it is
Okay.
a fishing vessel.
Yeah.
And we discovered on one side there is a figure rescuing another one
Oh,
in
yeah.
the water.
He's overboard. There's
Yeah.
a guy overboard.
And it's definitely a sailing ship,
Yeah.
so you
Oh
can
yeah.
see
There's
that.
the sails of the sail ship.
Yeah, and then this wall has more of the birds on it. So you can see, this one looks like our robin.
Okay.
But other ones here, this would be, and it's a stork-like bird, long legs. And another one that could be like a waxwing, cedar waxwing or
So
something.
you just come down here in his spare time, down in the basement, and paint. And there's not a wall that's not painted.
No.
I think he went all the way around this place.
And when he did run out of walls, he would whitewash over his own paintings and
paint
start
again.
again. Yep.
So this is the Churchill hose.
Yep.
We didn't talk about. You said it was a pretty big shipbuilding in its day.
Oh, Hantsport was.
Yeah.
And the Churchills were very, very astute business people. Ezra Churchill started the shipyard downtown, and it ended up being the 5th largest in the world. He was in the tall ship business, and when he started, he ended up building 99, and they said that if he'd build 100, that one had to go to the government, so he quit at 99. He was in conjunction with other shipbuilding yards in the area, and they worked together and collaborated. But he was a very smart man, and he started businesses that went along with shipbuilding. So he bought land for timber. He had mill yards. He had brick yards. He had insurance because ships were always sinking. And then the town was actually quite prosperous at the time with a lot of businesses, merchants, and people who built coffins. And they had a theater, and they had hotels, and people came in and stayed. It was really quite an exciting time for Hantsport.
Well, this is cool. Hantsport, Nova Scotia, we?
Would never think it, would you? Not only trying out plates,
Yeah.
and ships.